Hey guys, I got started without you, but that happens sometimes. Sidetracked and just kept pushing. Since you know, we acquired a few rabbits, and actually the day we got them home, we ended up with 8 more rabbits. Imagine that.
Yay, baby rabbits!
Working on some automatic little rabbit waters here. These are little 4-gallon totes. I've already got 2 of these done. Just got them nippled out. What I grabbed here is just some 3/8 barbs, 3/8 threaded. Drilled a 1/2-inch hole and then lobbed it out just a little bit, using my little torch here to heat it up. That way I can thread into that plastic with this hot bit, and then we will run some hose down to a nipple for El Senor Rabbito. So what I'm doing here is just heating the end of these up. Make sure you got your good welding glove or something heavy duty, because it gets hot, it'll burn you. Everybody likes to get a little bit burnt, right? I'm sure there's 1,000 other ways to do this, but I may have to end up with a little bit of dab of silicone on. We'll just have to see. I tested that first one that I did in there in the sink, and it wasn't leaking, so I just carried on with these others. Here, honey, touch that and tell me if it's hot yet.
No thanks.
Okay. You don't want it scorching red, burning hot, just hot enough to melt this plastic. Try to keep your thread straight. Straightish. Hand grenades and horseshoes, right? Gotta be close. Turn your fuel off so you don't waste all of it and the dog don't come over and burn their nose off. Ow!
A little warm?
Some heavy duty welding gloves would be great too. These are just my little old thin MIG gloves. They work a lot better than that little rig did. That was hot. I like to leave it right about the end where I've got just a hair of thread left on it. That'll give me a spot if I need to silicone that up a little bit. Oh, mercy. I got these little, I think they're threaded 3/8 nipples. And I may have to clamp them, find out. But my plan is more or less thread them on this 3/8 ID pipe here, just the clear tubing. I think that's what I ended up grabbing. I cut the nipples open at the store to make sure I grabbed the right size. I didn't want to have to make another trip back. So my plan is to mount that just inside the cage, and then this will be gravity fed up. 4 gallons of water per rabbit. Should last them a couple days. Be a lot better than trying to buy those. If you've ever purchased those little rabbit waters, they're ridiculous.
Like $9 a piece.
$9 to $15 a piece for those little
with the top that opens up.
Silly
to make
deals.
It convenient.
This tube was 50 cents a foot. These nipples were about, what were they, $3, $4 for 4 of them. So you got $1 a piece and a nipple, and however much hose you use, you'll have $3 or $4. I had the buckets around, and we bought these buckets for $1 some time back. I've got a whole stack of them in there, just some food grade. Yeah, make sure you're not using any funky bucket. I think these actually had like strawberry syrup in them or something, so rabbits should love that. But they've been cleaned out. I think I got about $2 a piece in these little nipples, so 2, 3, I'll still have $6, $7 a piece in each one of them. But for the convenience and the ease of 4 gallons at a time on a rabbit, especially this summer, as opposed to trying to get them watered 3, 4, 5 times a day. But, you know, it'd be even better if we waited and got a barn before we got rabbits.
Eh,
you know,
needs to wait.
And I do have lids for these, so it's not like the critters are going to be moving in. It's a good snap, tight lid. So Miss Angel will have trouble getting those off all the time.
Probably.
We're going to move over to the makeshift rabbit cages and get some links on these hoses. I might have to go find me a couple of clamps. I need to go find me a cutter for this hose. Probably some zip ties or something to scrounge these in. We'll get these lined up. Miss B here is the bunny whisperer, apparently. She's definitely interested in these little rabbits. I'm just not sure to what extent. I have seen her in the past catch her fair share of wild rabbits and eat them. So, I don't know if she's waiting for a snack or if she's worried about the new mama in there. I definitely know what baby girl has on her mind. Good thing she's short.
Alright guys, we've got one of these automatic waters hooked up. I'm going to take a board and put it from here all the way across the top.
Help support the weight of the water and make sure we don't cave the cages in on it.
Yeah. And so we just basically connected the hose
to the barb.
And then put this little nipple in, and that gives them some water. I
think what I'm going to have to do is sandwich a pair of boards in here, that way I can screw them together from the inside so we don't have to worry about that, and then cut a groove for this, because that chicken water nipple is meant to be vertical so that it doesn't leak. So right now we got a little bit of leakage problem, but when I get time I'll build a couple of little deals here and sandwich that hose in between. That way it's absolutely perfectly vertical. Wow, nothing will fall out of my mouth today. And that'll scoot it in just enough, and I can leave it hanging out of the bottom. He shouldn't have any issue getting to it and getting him a little drinky drink when he needs it.
And this is Mr. Cadbury. He is a very friendly little guy. They're kind of scared right now because the dogs are still trying to get used to him. But they're very friendly, very sweet babies. So I'm excited to get to play with them a little bit and get to love on them. But that's Mr. Cadbury. And then over here we have our new mama. And this is Miss Jellybean. Yes, I went with the Easter names. And then, I don't want to disturb them too much, but this is what I found when I came out this morning. As you can see, all the hair and stuff in there. I'll get a video of those in a couple days after they've had a little bit to grow and get used to being here. But we didn't have a box, and we actually had this other female in there with her last night, just because we got set up so quick. And yeah, so she ended up giving birth, and we knew she was pregnant. We just didn't know it was going to be this soon. So she did it all by herself. She did great. All the babies are nice and warm and chilling back there, so that's always a plus. She built her own nest. We didn't have a box in there because, like I said, we didn't know. So next time we'll be more prepared. She definitely surprised us this morning, so happy Easter. And then over here, I've not quite settled on a name for this little girl yet. She's only about 6 months old, and she's so pretty. But I've got to come up with a name for this one. She's kind of a reddish, if you will, color. So, I don't know. Something that goes with Easter and something that's kind of, I don't know, cute. We'll come up with a name. But anyways, this is our setup for now. And I think it's going to work quite well. I'm going to get those buckets filled up. I'm going to find a piece of wood that I can put all the way across there that will help hold the weight of the water. And yeah, so I think this will be, will work out well for them. We're going to build a rabbit tractor as well. And what I'll probably do is move them to the rabbit tractor during the day so they can get out and get some leg room and some fresh grass and such, and then put them back up for the evening. So, alright guys. I had to end up going with separate boards because I didn't have one long enough. So, and plus this cage is a little bit shorter, so I went with and just individual boards on top of each one. But the water seemed to be working out great. They are still leaking just a tad bit every once in a while. So we have these little bowls in here, and if it leaks, the bowls catch it, and then I just come out several times a day and dump it if it needs to be. So it works out really well. And then, hey pretty girl. If you guys can get in there and see the babies. She's kind of got them uncovered right now. You can see some movement. If it'll focus. But anyway, so guys, I got my rabbits and I am just as happy as can be. And especially to have went from 3 to 11 in just less than 24 hours was pretty cool. So guys, if you enjoyed today's video, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And also we'll leave a link to our 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which we will be doing once we hit 1,000 subscribers. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I hope you guys had a great Easter, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.